Hey, pretty ladies, Heather Zappo here. So I know it's kind of difficult to see me because all the light behind me. I feel like I usually hang like a blanket or something in the window, but I figured a majority of this video isn't actually going to be you looking at me. So I'm going to be showing you a couple different documents, things of that nature. But before I do, I kind of wanted to explain what's happening. So first and foremost, whether you're new, you're old in the business, whether you've had experience with other direct sales companies or not before, one of the biggest tools that you have at your disposal is partyplanning.pureromance.com. If you are booking parties, that's fantastic, but you can't ensure that a party is going to be successful. You can't just assume once somebody books a party that A, they've ever had a party before, B, if they have, that the woman or whoever they booked with before gave them any sort of information on how to make it successful, or C, that, they're going to be investing the time and the energy it's going to take to make this a successful party. So there's a couple different things that you need to do. First and foremost, when you set up a party, the biggest thing you need to do is set expectations. So expectations consist of anything from, I'm going to, the party's going to start at 7, I'm going to arrive at 6:30. What I tell my ladies is I'm going to need a table of any kind, doesn't matter what it is, end table, coffee table, doesn't matter, in whatever area the demonstration is happening. And I'm going to need a separate private room for confidential ordering. I say it just like that so they understand that it's confidential, A, for the ordering portion of it, that it needs to be private, which means don't set me in the room next to where the party happened and there's no door. And private should insinuate that I need a door, or it just needs to be separate. So those are setting expectations. Also, telling them no men, no children, nobody under the age of 18. That is setting expectations. But there should be different steps that you take throughout the hostess coaching process to really ensure a successful party. And like I was saying, Pure Romance really does give us these tools. If you're wondering why your parties maybe aren't holding or they aren't as successful as you'd like them to be, go back and look at what you're doing. Look at your process. You can't blame the hostess because, again, they may not have ever had or don't know how to have a successful party. And when it comes to the products and such that we carry, and them being more intimate, it is more important for them to understand what the expectations are. You also want to be in touch with them so that you can communicate, the kind of verbiage they need to be using. Don't just call it a dildo party. I know that's fun. Everybody's like, yay, this is awesome. But then you may have the shy girl that's like, I don't really want to go to a dildo party. People don't understand that we carry bath line, lingerie, things of that nature, massage. 70% of our product line is liquid or something non-toy related. So we do really have something for everybody, but when you're breaking it down to such a specific kind of taboo title, it can turn off a lot of people because they automatically, assume all this crazy is going to happen and God knows what to think about. So when it comes to doing your parties, you really want to make sure that you are setting up the Facebook events. If you're not utilizing Facebooks, you really are kind of missing the boat. Some people, I'm going to try to share the screen while I'm doing this. But what I'll do is go through my process. So, and this is all broken down on the partyplanning.pureromance page as well. So you really can go in there and kind of see the breakdown, the process that they suggest. And I know I mentioned this is for ladies that have parties. The partyplanning.pureromance.com helps women who do not have parties on the books either. They give you the tools and the wording and everything that you need to set up parties. So you really need to be going through and utilizing these tools. Otherwise, I can't guarantee your success. And then when it comes to the resources that we have available, don't try and recreate the wheel, okay? Pure Romance has done so much training and investment. We've been in business over 25 years. They've invested millions of dollars into all of the training that they offer us. They've done, we have panels of, top consultants in the company that have gone through and they've broken down, what they've done. But over the years, they've basically created the grade A formula you need to have a successful business. It's just a matter of utilizing those resources. So I want to show you. So when I set up a party, the first thing that I'm going to do at the party is tell them, you know, I'm going to go, I have these little cards that I had printed out, and I wish I had one right in front of me. But it's basically breaks down, and I had them printed out on like postcard paper from like Vistaprint. You don't have to do this. I'm going to show you another version of it. But when I do my parties, at the party, when they set it up, I'm like, all right, so this is the breakdown of everything that you need to know about the party. And I go over with them kind of top to bottom in a really brief format. I'm going to set up a private Facebook event. Only you and the guests that you invite will be able to see. You want to make sure that you are over inviting at least 40 women, because only a third of the women you actually speak to will be able to attend. I did a couple things there. First of all, I said over invite. I told them a number that I expect, which is 40. I also told them only a third of the women they speak to will RSVP. That's important to do because women think if they throw a bunch of people into a Facebook event that it takes care of itself, okay? And that's not the way it works. Think about it. How often do you get Facebook invites, and how many of them do you ignore, right? So you want to make sure that not only are they putting them in the event so that they can see the things that you're updating, but 9 times out of 10, people are going to look at it and pass right by, or they'll never check into it, even though the notifications are rolling in about you posting in the group. So you really want to make sure, you know, eventually that you talk to her about talking to them specifically. But so I tell her over invite at least 40 people. Private event, it tells them, so if their friends are iffy about being added to this event, it's really important you tell them nobody on their Facebook can see what's happening. Only those in this private group can see it. Nobody outside of here can even see the event exists. So always make sure you're setting up private Facebook events, okay? And then I tell her, and I'm going to also send you over a Red Stamp. Now, Red Stamp is an app that you can use on your phone. I'm going to try to see if I can pull it up for you. But it is something that you can create digital invitations for. I used to do the mail out invitations, and if that's something you want to do, that's great. You just need to be getting a list of women at least 2 weeks prior, if not 3 weeks, before the party itself. That way you can be mailing them. I would not give invitations to the hostess herself, because 9 times out of 10, they sit in a box. Nobody ever utilizes them. You're spending money on these invitations. It's just your time and effort. If you are going to send them, get a list from them and you do it. That way they know that they're responsible for getting this information to you, and stay in touch with them. I used to do it. It's great. Vicky Feeney does it. She loves it. It's the only way she'll do it. I'm more of a technological person. If I do get like an old school person that doesn't have a Facebook, doesn't utilize text messaging, then I will give them invitations. But aside from that, we're utilizing Facebook and Red Stamp and things of that nature. So Red Stamp, I tell them, is it's a text message. It's an invitation that you can save to your phone from me, that you'll want to forward out to your friends. And you can customize all of these invitations, but the one that I use pretty generically is, and I just changed the picture and the information. I don't know if you guys can see it, but like it says, this is for a diamond or denim and diamonds party. It says, let's party. It's got join us for whoever's, I can't read it, Kiana's ladies night in. Never want to say party. It's intimidating to women. It's also, they automatically think like cleaning my house, like ladies night in. But this is going out to their friends. So it also says, you know, the date and the time. It says the address. It says RSVP ASAP. It also says new product line release in all caps. There will be a ton of products to check out and take home that night. If you don't carry inventory, then tweak it. At the bottom, I also put, show this at the party for 10% off any item, because I want my hostesses getting in touch with their friends individually and letting them know, like personally inviting them. It's going to increase their attendance if somebody's being personally invited versus just thrown into a group. Not to mention, by telling them to bring this to the party, it's something that they should be saving on their phone. So if they're flipping through pictures, they see it, you know what I mean? Like it's in their text messages. Some people clear out their text messages. Not me, I got hundreds of them, but my husband cleans out everything. But if you're being told to bring this, you're going to save it. And the same thing goes for mailed invitations. If it says to bring this to the party for a discount, they're going to keep it on their fridge until the party, even if they're not sure if they're coming as of yet. But when I give this is skipping forward a little bit, but when I send this to the hostess eventually, I also post in the Facebook group that they should be expecting a message from the hostess. If they don't, or when they receive it, be sure to comment on that post I was putting up saying that they got it. And I was going to enter them into a freebie giveaway. I'll send them like a sample pack or give it to them the night of the party, which is another incentive for them to come. I'd be like, okay, so-and-so is my winner. Just pick a random person. You know, I'll have a free gift for you the night of the party. So they're already expecting to get something when they get there. It's more of an inclination to come. So these are all working together. I do everything with purpose. Also, by posting that comment in the group about, you know, the ladies expecting a message, it makes the hostess responsible. So they're expecting some sort of message from them. And I usually put on there, and if you do not, get in touch with her or let me know. That way I know that I need to get in touch with her and really talk to her more about communicating one-on-one with her guests. Another thing that I'll tell her when she sets up the party is that I'll send you over an email. It'll have your hostess packet in it, breaking down exactly how the party's going to go, how you get your freebies. Most people don't know, so make sure you're explaining it so they know what they're working toward. It's really, really important. I mean, I've had, God knows, I had a LuLaRoe party and I had no idea what I was getting, how it was working. All I knew was I needed to get people there. But if I knew what I was working toward, I feel like I would have done things differently. I wasn't, just as far as I knew, is I was getting a free pair of leggings just for having the party. Little did I know that their freebies are based on the number of items sold versus the value. Like it was, I don't know, but I had no idea until like the day of the party, and she did not explain it very well. So your incentive program should be fairly simple. It should be broken down. Corporate requires us to do two things. A, give the hostess a gift of any kind. Doesn't matter what it is, as long as it's pure romance related. It can be something you got out of a grab bag on the website. Grab bags are like $16. They usually come with like 5 items. And right now, I saw a couple other people were getting the grab bags. They were coming with like $79 toys, all types of stuff. I'm ordering a bunch of them. So, and you have to give them at least 10% of the party sales. So if that's what you're doing, that's fine. You don't have to do anything crazy over the top. I'll explain what my incentives are, but this is just what you need to decide. That way you can let them know. You can do it in the hostess packet. But Pure Romance, or partyplanning.pureromance.com, again, has all of this on there as far as what you need to do for your hostess packet. All of you should be getting in touch with your hostess. You could be getting in touch with their friends, over invite, yada, yada. So you really need to be utilizing, again, the resources. I can talk until I'm blue in the face, but I mean, the information is available to you. So, but at the party, like I said, I'm telling her about the Facebook event. I'm telling her about Red Stamp. I'm telling her about the email that I'm going to send over. I also tell her in that email, there's not only going to be that breakdown, but there's also going to be 2 surveys I want her to fill out. They're both 5 questions each, and they just ask her, sorry, I feel like I have eyelash in my eye. But they just ask her, like, what kind of products you want to see, what kind of games you want to play, things of that nature. So she knows what to expect. Again, setting expectations from the gate. I mentioned that little card that I gave her. It basically breaks down that letter that I'm also emailing to her. But I also do it this way because not only am I hitting them via text message with the red stamp, I'm emailing them, so I'm getting in touch with them that way. I am also sending them a message on Facebook once I create their event. So I'm really hitting every source of communication just to make sure that there's different outlets to get in touch with her. Because if somebody goes ghost, which is when a hostess basically doesn't answer your messages anymore, you have different ways to get in touch with them. But yeah, so that is setting expectations from the gate. And I'm going to try to share this screen so y'all can see the website. There we go. Can y'all see it? Okay. So this is the party planning, again, partyplanning.pureromance.com. And everything is in here. Every freaking thing that you could possibly need. I don't know if you can see me, little corner. I'm trying to hide it. Okay, so this is your welcome. I mean, once you get on here, seriously, let's get started. It's a 3-week guide to maximizing attendance, sales, and excitement. So, I mean, oh, there we go. You just click on the link. It's going to open up, and it's going to break down A, B, C, whatever. So this is, there we go, at booking. You know, this is after you booked a party. and it tells you everything. So in my Hostess packet, I do put in there the 40 guests in 4 minutes. There's a party kickoff form that I did utilize when I first started out, and I'm doing a form of that by doing the surveys now. So I've tweaked it a little bit to do, my computer's not cooperating. But I've tweaked it a little bit to make it work for me. But again, that's 5 years of following the guidelines. And, you know, then eventually I've tweaked it. You never want to tweak a bunch of things, especially when you're brand spanking new. This is frozen, I apologize. Because you don't know what works and what doesn't work. If you're just changing everything based on what you think should work, I don't, this is your business, run it how you like. I'm just saying they, again, have put all this money and all this effort and all this time into all of this. So, I mean, something's working. They've been in business this long. But so they break down what you should do the moment you book the party. Okay, so you go through that. And then even here you can see up next, first call. Calling your hostesses, again, set that expectation. I'm going to call you like 3 times leading up to the party. I just want to explain, you know, how the party's going to go. They're going to be like 1 to 5 minutes. Do not get on the phone with these women and talk to them for an hour. I promise they will start to avoid your phone calls. Okay? Make sure you're short and sweet. They've got shit going on. You've got shit going on. Look, here's that ghostess thing I was just talking about. But if they're not answering the phone, you know, even shoot them a text message ahead of time. Hey, I'm just reaching out to you to remind you about our call at whatever time. So you will notice a difference the second you start doing this stuff. I promise you. Finding her why is going to break down, you know, why she wants to do the party. And this is really important too. And this is what I use those surveys for. Because her why could be completely different than what you think. She may not be having the party to get freebies. She may be having the party just to get her girlfriends together. So when you are hostess coaching her, you don't want to emphasize all the free stuff she's going to get. You want to talk about the great time her and her friends are going to have, and then the added bonus of the free products as well. But you really want to focus on why she's doing it so that she feels like you basically give a shit about her opening up her home to you and her introducing her friends to you. And I mean, it's very, very important to build a relationship with your hostesses. We are in a very intimate business. So it just says to give her a call, but basically y'all can go through this however you like. Media Center is great. So here's the invitations it's going to walk you through, but everything in here, I'm telling you, A, B, C, even the resources that I use. So 40 guests in 4 minutes. I include this in my hostess packet, which I'll show you my hostess packet in a second. And they're so cute now, the way that they're laid out too. Mine was just like a Word format at one point or another. But 40 guests in 4 minutes, you know how you're telling her to over invite? Well, you don't want her to say it's just gonna be me and a couple of my close friends. No, you want to invite everybody. Women would rather have the option to say no than not be invited at all. Not to mention, if you have all of the hostesses like immediate friends there, if somebody wants to book a party from that party, chances are she's going to have all of the same people there, which can really interfere with, you know, future sales, current sales, because if they know a friend's having a party in a couple weeks, they may not order everything they want because they feel like they'll spread it out. But it's just, you want to bring outside people. And when somebody does bring a friend, which is an incentive that I offer, I really do focus on, not focus on them, but I really do want to make sure that I am trying to book a party with them, because it gets you out of that circle and into another one. I hope that makes sense. But this breaks down people who she could invite. So, you know, 4 people that invited you to a party. So if you've ever been invited to like a pampered chef, whatever it is. And this is something you can go over with her on the phone during that first call. Hey, so-and-so, you know, it's Heather Zappa with Pure Romance. I just wanted to touch base with you. Just wanted to confirm your party is still set up for yada yada date at whatever time. Fantastic. Did you get the hostess packet that I emailed over to you? Awesome. So I wanted to go over a couple things in there really quickly. Did you get a chance to read through everything? No? Okay, well, go ahead and pull it up for me now, and I'll breeze through it with you, and then you can kind of get going on it. And I would go over them like, hey, you know, the first thing, yada, yada, and then I would touch base with the sheet and be like, look, this is really a great way to kind of jog your memory. I know everybody wants to just invite their immediate girlfriends, but it is really important to invite everyone. I mean, inclusion is a great thing. I mean, however you want to talk about it, but all of that, like I said, is outlined in this party planning site. So partyplanning.pureromance.com. Very, very, very important. Everything's here. Then, so when I set up a Facebook event, I feel like my Facebook is going to be crazy, so don't knock me. I'll show you my current event. So I have a party coming up, I don't know, like 2 weeks or something. Let's give you, it's a double hostess party. We got Kiana. I think it's like Kiana and Diamonds. Bear with me. There it is. Okay, so when I'm setting up an event, I typically copy a previous event, just tweak the name, and that's it. That's all I do. But if you're creating a brand new event, from your home screen on Facebook, where I just was, on the left side here would have been a little tab that says create event. Actually, this doesn't have it. I can show you after too though. But so here's my event. I'm gonna open it up, show you guys what I put in here, and I can post the verbiage in the page as well. But oh my goodness, computer, you're not cooperating today. So they're doing a denim and diamonds party. Another great thing that you can be doing is theme parties. When people feel like there's a theme, they feel more involved, it's more exciting. Like around Mardi Gras, I do Mardi Gras parties. The ladies wear their bras are outside of their shirts, they get 10% off. Ladies, if you're at a 45% discount, don't be afraid to give maybe 10% off if somebody does something extra. If they bring a friend, they get 10% off one item. And if it's a $20 item like a bottle of coochie, it's $2. I mean, it's really not costing you anything, especially, you know, everybody's starting at 40 to 45%. Don't discount everything. Don't give away the farm. But if it helps to get people there, I mean, I used to give away everything in the beginning. I really did. When I first started, it was crazy how much stuff I gave away. But either way, so when I'm setting up a party, I'm asking them if they want a theme, and I can post my theme list in the event or in the page. Then I do a banner, something that is related to the party, obviously. I always put save the date, and I put, you know, let's say it was just Kiana. It'd be Kiana's Ladies Night In. I recently heard somebody say a sexy shopping experience, which I feel like is a fun thing. But you never want to put party in there, because everybody gets invited to parties. Like, meh. Plus, you want something that stands out. So when people are going through their notifications and this thing pops up and it's like Pure Romance Party, it's like, okay. But if it comes up like Ladies Night In, they click on it and they open it up and they're like, what is your Ladies Night In all about? Or what is a sexy shopping experience? Or whatever you put in there, just make sure it's a fun name. Make sure you're putting in there, oh, we're scrolling down too much. I keep pointing at the screen like y'all can see me pointing. You want to put in there the date and the time. I always set up my events a half an hour ahead of time because I plan on getting there at that time to set everything up, and we start at whatever the initial time was. So if the party's at 7, I get there at 6:30. I want your friends there at 6:30. Not to mention everybody's late all the time. So when people think they're running late at 6:30, we're not sitting around, you know, twiddling our thumbs waiting for them to get there. We set up at 6:30, they get there, they mingle, whatever, then we start at 7 sharp. That way everybody that was there on time doesn't have to wait for anybody. That way anybody that was running late is typically there by 7. So I mean, there's a couple of different reasons, but you can see my girls over invited. So 111 people, 9 going, 9 maybes. I need to reach out to them today. I just sent them their red stamp or messages today to tell them to send it out to everybody. You know, check out the website, things of that nature. So they over invited. Here's my verbiage that I use. And I can post this in the event too, but I use it every single party. So are you feeling a little naughty? Do you have a fun, or do you need a fun girls' night in? Join Kiana, Diamond, and their girlfriends for an hour of laughter, great conversation, food and drinks, and much needed stress relief. Learn some of the most amazing intimacy products on the market. where we'll be smelling the new scents and tasting the new flavors. Party starts at 6:30. Demo starts at 7 p.m. sharp. So y'all see that? Again, these are setting expectations for your guests too. Get some empowering sexual health information, easy romantic ideas. So if people aren't really sure about the party, what it might be. If you've never been before, you're in for a treat. These can tend to be intimidating. So you want to make sure that you really are making it a little more toned down. I tell them I carry inventory so they can go home with their products. I tell them what form of payments I accept. I don't take checks. I got screwed one time. Somebody wrote me a $350 check. I gave her their products. It bounced, and I never got it. So I don't take checks, and unless they really need to, but they're not going home with their products that night. They'd have to wait for me to clear the check. Then I'll ship their stuff. I do offer a raffle. This is to get them involved, get them, interacting and such. So add me on Facebook, save me in their phone, RSVP to the event, arrive by the start time and bring a friend. If they can't make it, I let them know that they can place an order, how to do it, where to do it. If they want to book their own party, I explain the women 18 and older, men are not permitted, no children whatsoever. That includes babies, newborns, doesn't matter. I'm sorry if your friend has had a brand new baby that's breastfeeding and she can't leave him at home. Unfortunately, you could lose your business if you're letting a child be on the premises during a party. So, but here's that message I was talking about. So 3 hours ago when I sent my hostesses, yes, it was like 7 a.m. When I sent my hostesses those invitations to send out the red stamps, good morning, beautiful ladies. Today you'll be receiving a message from your hostesses. Comment woohoo below when it's received to be entered into a freebie drawing. Just so they know what to expect. People do interact in here. When you're posting in here, she won't be able to come immediately. And I was like, be sure to check out my website. Any orders placed will credit the ladies. So they know that just because they can't come doesn't mean they can't shop. I do offer my girls a discount. I'm sorry, not a discount. Well, yeah, the ladies that order through me before the party, I do give them like a free gift or something, just as an extra incentive to do it. I also tell my hostesses if they get 3 orders prior to the party, I'll add $50 or $100 to their party. I'll break that down at a later time, but the biggest thing you need to know about that is they get 10% of whatever you add, not the whole thing. So don't give them 100 to spend. They get 10% of the 100. It's $10. Okay. This woman needs a ride. This one can't make it. So again, I posted on, the hostess posted on here. I try not to post a whole lot in the weeks leading up to it because I want to make sure that my hostesses don't feel like if she's posting so consistently, then I don't need to. But I post my website they can check out. I always put a welcome, they're not going to want to miss it. Be sure to RSVP. I always make sure my hostesses have RSVP'd before they start inviting, because if they start inviting friends and they're like, she's not even going, why would I go? A couple little tricks, by the way, you can see everyone that was invited to the party by clicking see all. And once it pulls it up, you'll be able to see who viewed the event but did not RSVP. So that's another way to kind of get in touch with the ladies. Tell your hostesses to do this, to go in here, go under invited, see who viewed it. So this one, Jasmine Holden, saw it. She was invited by Kiana. I can tell Kiana, hey, get in touch with your friend Jasmine. It looks like she checked out the event, but she wasn't able to, or hasn't RSVP'd. So see if she's able to make it. But just some things you should be doing leading up to the event. I'm always going to be posting little pictures of products. I just set up this event a couple of days ago, so it hasn't gotten a lot of stuff going yet, but I'm always posting pictures of the products leading up to it, maybe fun games, something to interact in the group, silly stuff, whatever it may be. So that is my hostess. That's my event. My contact information is always on here. I tell them to like my business page. That's just so, I'm building a relationship with these ladies too. Even if it's on social media for the time being, when I meet them, then it will be a more intimate relationship. And it will continue to grow. They will be my customers for life. That is the goal here. You want to build a customer base. You don't want to keep looking for new customers. You want to maintain the ones that you get, so that you are an established business, that you're not constantly struggling. So this is just your Facebook event. So that's one of the 3 things that I do for my hostess. The second thing was the red stamp, which I already showed you. So I set up the event first. I think 3 days later, I sent her the red stamp. And then I will send them the hostess packet, probably tomorrow. Let me show you my hostess packet. So my hostess packet consists of 5 things. It has a personal consultation, and they literally just fill it out. They can email back to me however they want to do it. I used to mail my hostess packets. Let's face it, it costs a couple dollars. It's not, I mean, I don't want to do it anymore. I'd rather email it. But people do like getting things in the mail, so it's up to you. I just feel like it's an unnecessary expense. Unless they need like catalogs or whatever. And I don't give my hostesses a lot of catalogs. I give them maybe one that they got at the party that they attended. And that way that they have to keep track of it. So they're not giving a bunch of catalogs out and she's like, you know, how many orders did you get? I gave you 10 catalogs. Oh, I didn't get any. So you just wasted the money to give her those catalogs, got no orders from it. I mean, it's up to you guys. I'm just saying what's worked for me and what hasn't. But in here, it just asks them to rate, you know, their intimate life, their relation with their self, you know, their confidence. And this can, and check, you know, the kind of products you're interested in. This is going to help you decide maybe what to show at the party. Maybe if you need to, if the confidence thing, figure out how to help her feel a little bit sexier. Is it maybe she, you know, would like a piece of lingerie, make her feel sexy in the bedroom, you know, if she doesn't feel good about herself or whatever it may be. I mean, you can tweak it, you can help her, you can guide her. You're basically becoming this woman's best friend for a few weeks, okay? I'm also sending my hostesses the party confirmation letter. So this is basically the letter that I was talking about before. It just says, dear whatever, you know, thank you so much for booking your Pure Romance Party by Heather Clark. I need to change that. I hope you are already browsing the catalog and my website. But again, this sets expectations. Right here, you can see 20 is the magic number. That's how many people I'm expecting to be at the party. Usually it's 10 to 15, but ladies will always shoot lower. So make sure that you're telling them over. I told her to, you know, invite 40 women. Anyone that brings a friend will be entered to win a free gift because I give those tickets out. Tell your guests to arrive 30 minutes beforehand. You know, I've reconfirmed the party time and stuff up here. You know, tell her to invite everybody. It just breaks down the things she needs to know. No men, no kids, you know, during the presentation. It says they can come back after. Again, this shows them what they're getting. So free shopping spree valued at 10% of your party subtotal sales. Unlimited lingerie at 40% off. Unlimited items at 30% off. Free gift just for hosting your party. And bonus an additional $50 hostess credit when you have over 20 orders. So, I mean, these are just things that you should be shooting for. It also has my cancellation on here. If you, for any reason, need to reschedule your party, I reschedule. I don't say cancel. I respectfully request that you give me at least 3 weeks notice to allow for rebooking of the date. Your business is very important to me. And this is how I support my family. Just so they know, I'm not just doing this as a part-time thing, that my time is valuable, and that if they cancel on me last minute, you know, I can't rebook that party. That, you know, it's just, it's important to really set those expectations. And I know it looks like a lot, but it really isn't, especially when you get into a system. I literally set up the Facebook event, again, that has already been created from a different party, copy it over, change the names, go from there. The hostess packet, you can see, this is my hostess packet. It's not all of these. Like, I don't send this, and I don't send this mailer thing. I used to, but I also put in there the hostess quiz. So this just asks her a couple questions. You know, what's your primary goal? Again, this, she can circle as many as she wants. Find out why she's doing the party so you can, you know, work off of that. You know, what products does she want to see? Creating a wish list is going to help you help her get what she wants. So if she wants $1,000 worth of stuff, or even $100 worth of stuff, you're going to explain to her, okay, well, you need at least a $1,000 party, because she gets 10% of it. So you can kind of help her meet her expectations. Well, if you want a $1,000 party, you need at least 15 women there. So to get 15 women, you need to invite at least 40 or 50. You also need to be getting in touch with these girls, ask them to bring friends, but things of that nature. So it kind of really helps you see how it goes. Also, again, seeing what she's on her wish list, you can try to keep it or have it in stock for the party so she can keep it that night. You know, does she have any special requests? Some people want to or don't want to see certain things. They want to play certain games, maybe something that happened at another party. Find out how to get in touch with them and if they're traveling. So the ghostess situation where people stop answering you, you don't know if they're on a cruise or something and they're maybe in the middle of nowhere and you can't touch base with them because they have no signal. And you don't know that they're away for a week. So maybe you're trying to get in touch with them, they're not responding, and you think they're canceling on you, when in reality, they weren't able to talk to anybody. So they get back, they expect the party to still happen, and maybe you've booked a party in place of it. So it's important to know where they're going to be. You also don't want to blow them up if they're on their honeymoon, or, you know what I mean, just something you should think about. But I ask them to return it within 3 days. That way, you know, but this is them investing in something. So it is great to have a hostess packet so that they are working towards something, but they need to know what they are doing. Please move this window away from the shared application. Hostess tip sheet. This basically gives them some tips. Be sure to talk to everyone about your party. You know, plan in advance where the husband or boyfriend and children are going to go. Keep snacks and cocktails simple. Make sure your hostesses are not spending hundreds of dollars on food, okay, for a couple different reasons. A, people are not there to see the food. They're there to see the products. B, you want to make sure that if there is any food, that it's like finger foods, okay? You don't like forks, heavy sauces, things of that nature. It's food. People are going to be sitting there with a big plate and a hot mess, trying to eat during the party. Also, I don't allow food during the party because they're tasting and smelling things, and they need their hands free, their taste buds clear, so that they can try the other products. It says my screen sharing is paused. Please move the window away from the shared. What the hell is happening here? I wonder if you guys haven't been able to see that whole time. Resume sharing. Ah, son of a bitch. I just realized you guys couldn't see what I was trying to show you. Okay, let me go back here and show you really. Wait, so you saw Facebook, right? Please tell me you saw Facebook. I was talking about the party confirmation letter, so you guys can see that. Everything on here is all broken down, 20 guests and yada yada. Let me show you the hostess tip sheet that we're talking about. So again, cocktails simple. Don't allow your guests to smoke in the house. I mean, your products are going to absorb smoke, so you want to make sure that you're really not exposing them to it. It says about, you know, the private ordering room. You know, each outside order equals more hostess credit for you. You know, my shows are all about you and the guests having fun, but it just breaks down different tips that she can reference. And then, what else we got? We went over the quiz. Y'all can see the quiz is literally just typed up. And there's one more thing that I usually send over. And again, I know it looks like a lot, but then there's the 40 guests in 4 minutes. So the 40 guest sheet, again, is just a different form of the one that I showed you on the website, but it just people that you can think of. It even says in here to like send it back to me for something. Don't prejudge. You might be surprised who wants to come. You know, it's got all the stuff in here for it, but you can utilize the one-on-one. When I first started, I had to do this. So, but now that you've seen what I used to do, I want to show you what I'm planning to change up, and you can decide what works best for you. So I did mention that you can mail out. Let me take this stop share off. Oh, there we are. I did mention that you can mail out your hostess packet. I did tell you you can do invitation mailers in the mail. You can use Red Stamp. You can use Facebook. You can use, you know, the phone, things of that nature. I know, crazy concept, but I am changing up a little bit. So my hostess packets are no longer going to be, I think, via email. I am going to start printing them out. I watched the Live, Love, Win that was hosted on the 1st, and there was a couple different things that somebody was doing. So if you guys are familiar with the cellophane baggies that you can get from the dollar store, like the clear, almost like grab bags, like the your kids have it like parties, like the cellophane little, they're flat, you open them up, little zip tie at the top. I'm going to be getting those from the dollar store. I'm going to be putting a printed out form, that 40 guests in 4 minutes, in there. I'm going to put my hostess letter in there. I am also going to put an opportunity brochure, because your hostess is a great opportunity. Okay, you know they already love the products. They probably love you. They love the parties. Why shouldn't they do this? I'm also going to put a sample pack in there. And what else? What does that say? Stretch outside. Oh, you can put a handful of invitations in there if you want for them to hand out. Again, I'm not doing that. But on the outside of the envelope, I'm going to put a little address label. And then when they book the party, because it's all going to be in this little cellophane baggie, flat, it's got my business card in there as well. But on the address label, I'll put their date and time of their party. So that way they can go home with a little baggie. It'll be flat. It'll be easy to carry. Low maintenance. That's the idea here. I'm also going to tell them when they book a party with me the night of the party they attended, they're going to go home with a free gift, which is that sample pack, so another incentive. You can also put in their little things. If you want to give an extra $25, I don't know, if they take one of the 3 dates you have, and you can pre-date the bags. If you're like, I have these 3 dates. If you take one of these, there's extra goodies in there. But that's what I'm going to be doing now instead of emailing them. But the 2 surveys that I created, I actually went on to SurveyMonkey. Where's it at? SurveyMonkey. Let me pull it up so y'all can see it. What do you guess? It's not even the right one. There it is. I hope you guys can still see it. What is happening here? Either way, I went on, oh, there it is, SurveyMonkey, and I created a survey combining the 2 surveys that I was sending these ladies. So it basically just says, fill out the survey, you know, help me create the best party for you. You'll get $10 added to your free shopping spree just for submitting. So I want to get their contact information. You should have already collected this, but I realized that if I have multiple parties going on at once and there was no spot for them to put their name and stuff, that they'd be submitting these and I wouldn't know who they belong to. So have them go through name, best contact number, email, Facebook name. That's important too, because a lot of people have different names on Facebook, whether it's their first and their middle, if they go by their maiden name, or they have some sort of crazy, I don't even know what name. Find out what the primary goal is. But again, I just combined those 2 surveys I had, and now it's online. It's just a link I can send them versus the email. And like I said, they're going to take home everything else with them that night. So this way, this is still another way for me to get in touch with them overall. I'm going to be giving them the hostess pack at the night of the party. They're going to be taking home the the catalog that they got there. And then I'll eventually send them the red stamp. I'll create the Facebook event and I'll send them this link to fill out the survey. I feel like it'll just be a little bit easier. Also, if somebody does book a party with me that wasn't at a party, I'll still email it over. That's just going to be how it is. But I'll probably still send them a link in the email for this. But again, this just breaks down everything that was on that sheet, except in 9 questions now, because I noticed some of them duplicated. And I did throw in there, you know, how interested are you in making some extra cash doing what I do part-time? You know what I mean? So then they can fill it out, hit done, it'll submit. I did create it so that if they were not filling out certain questions, it would regenerate and it would ask them to do that. So I think they all just say this question requires an answer. This one's a little bit different. I put on there, it is important to provide me with a wish list so that I can do my best to have it in stock for the night of your party. But just different things, whatever it may be. But this is what I'm going to start utilizing. And again, SurveyMonkey's free. It gives you a link. It makes it simple, online, compact. I don't have to worry about printing out this thing. I don't have to worry about doing the emails. It'll be a link. And I'm like, bloop. You can save it to my phone, whatever it is. I'm trying to make it a little bit simpler. But I totally, totally believe in these surveys. Absolutely. Because when you go to that partyplanning.pureromance page, one of the things they're showing you is that mock-up, that, what the hell was it called? It was like the party planning sheet. It asks basically what this stuff is. It asks you to give you like the name, contact info, why are you doing the party? But it's all in here. And this way, even if somebody didn't fill out all their information at the party, you know, I'm double checking with them. I'm finding out a little bit more. And maybe the form that they filled out at the party said that they were never interested in joining the company. Well, maybe now that they've had a chance to check everything out, it's changed. So it's just checking in with people. I'm also going to be making a survey for anyone interested in the business, and I'm going to be making a video that I will share with you guys. It'll be, I think, pretty generic, so that you can share with anybody who books a party, and it just goes over the how the party goes in like 5 minutes. So I'll share that in the event, that way y'all can see it. But I mean, hostess coaching is super, super important. I hope what I showed you wasn't crazy confusing. I just really want you guys to understand that hostess coaching is like the bread and butter of your business. If you are not hostess coaching, you are missing the boat, okay? Always assume, and this is going to sound terrible, that your hostess has no idea what to do. I'm not saying they're stupid. I'm saying not everybody knows that not everybody's going to come. Not everybody knows, you know, no heavy food. Not everyone understands no babies, no matter what age, okay? It's really important that you talk to your hostesses in the meantime. Don't book a party 3 weeks out. Never talk to them until the day before and be like, hey, we still good for your party tomorrow? That is the #1 way to get a cancellation, okay? If you didn't care enough to reach out to her in the meantime, chances are she's not going to give a shit whether you are having this party or not. And things happen, so don't be rude about it. Don't whatever. Just make sure you're staying in touch. But if you're hostess coaching, the chances of her canceling are so much smaller, so like astronomically smaller, because she's invested at this point. She's filled out these surveys. She's invited all her friends. She's sent out invitations. You know what I mean? At this point, whether she's there or not, the party's happening. So, and I've had parties that something's happened to the hostess and she's not able to make it, and somebody that was planning to attend took over the party and did it the same day, same time, just a different location, because everyone was already coming. So they already had a guest list. They had everything already done for them. So they kind of cleaned up. And that's something you can do too. Just because somebody cancels doesn't mean you shouldn't offer to somebody else at that party, because chances are they're all friends. So you want to make sure that, if somebody's planning on coming and they wanted to order, so be it. If nobody wants to have the party and fill in for the hostess, just try to get orders and say, we're still going to try to help her out. I had a hostess whose uncle had died the morning before, like the morning of the party. And we still went ahead and got the girls to place orders, and we still got her some freebies. She also rescheduled. Because again, I don't do cancellations, we reschedule. But there's so much stuff. I mean, the biggest thing you want to do is start on partyplanning.pureromance.com. If you have any questions, you let me know. I hope this video was helpful and it's not crazy super long. I don't exactly know how long it was because it's not telling me, but any questions, let me know. Bye guys.